Nobody can deceive me anymore. What about you? Tell me, if you are watching this video, since you were born in that contraption called Nigeria, what changes have you seen? As many as are watching this video, it doesn't matter your religion, it doesn't matter your tribe, it doesn't matter your location. Tell yourself the truth. Be sincere for once. If you know any good thing you have seen, any good changes you have seen since you were born in that contraption called Nigeria, it doesn't matter your tribe or whatever you come from. Just write it on that comment section. Maybe we can change our mind. I used to say it. If you have a better argument, if you have a superior argument, bring the argument. Once you bring the argument, you never can tell. You can win a soul. But I can tell you, I personally, since I was born, I have never ever seen anything, any time that the country gets better than it was before. I have never seen. Every new year comes, you see the country getting worse. Every new government comes, you see it getting worse. New president comes, it will be worse than the past one. Just go and check the record. Go and check the record. Whenever you see a new government, it will be worse, much more worse than the previous one you have seen. Anytime you see a government, it will be worse than the previous one. Every new year in the contraption called Nigeria, you see things getting worse than it is before. How many times will they deceive you before you wake up? Ask yourself, how many times will you be deceived before you wake up? When we come online on daily basis and shout and talk, they say we are ranting. They say we don't know what we are saying. But truth is bitter. But truth being bitter doesn't mean we will stop saying the truth. We will continue to push that truth before you. We will continue to choke you with that truth. Those people who don't want to hear the truth, we will continue to choke them with the truth. We will choke them with the truth until one Nigeria happens to them. How many times will you be deceived before you learn your lesson? How many times? How many times will you be deceived? Thank you, James. Thank you for joining. James, on Friday, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining. May Chukwu come and guide and protect you. How many times will you be deceived before you learn your lesson? Every single year, you will see things getting worse. When you have a new president, you will see things getting worse. How many times will you be deceived before you learn your lesson? And this question is going to every single person in the contraption called Nigeria. It doesn't matter your tribe. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter your location. If you can be sincere for once, tell yourself the truth. Since you were born and you start knowing about that contraption called Nigeria, have you woken up one day and you see the day being better than the previous days? Have you entered into a new year and you see that year becoming better than good? I'm talking about the government, not in your personal life. In your personal life, you can have your own improvement. But the only changes you see in the contraption called Nigeria is that every year they are older. The contraption is older. Every year it is older. Every year it is older. That is what you see. You can never see a meaningful change of transformation in that contraption called Nigeria. Instead, it get worse. If you can be, if there is anybody watching me or people who watch it time to come, if there is any changes you have seen since you were born in that contraption called Nigeria, I'm talking to those who are Nigerians. Those who were in Nigeria, even if you're from Biafra land or you're from Ududua land, or those of us that are in captivity in that very contraption, if you know anything you have seen since you were born, any change you have seen that you saw and you believe that things will get better, write it on the comment section. Maybe so many of us will begin to change our mind. Write it in the comment section. If you have witnessed any positive change since you were born in the contraption called Nigeria, or you see a new government that come and become better than the previous one, write it in the comment section. Just write it. Just write it. I can tell you very soon I'm going to celebrate my golden jubilee. But I have never ever seen any government in that contraption that come, a new government that becomes better than the old one. I have never seen a new year that come and you say that contraption has become better. It gets worse and worse every day. That's how it goes. And all of a sudden, we wake up and see people running helter-skelter on the media. You see some evil men, some people, some selfish individuals, some self-centered people who claim they are supporting people. You see them claiming that they want a better life. You see them saying they are supporting youth. But they are evil men. Today they are supporting evil against their people. Go and see everybody. People who are supposed to be agitators, who are supposed to be human rights activists, who will fight for people. Today they are fighting for election. Agitators, freedom fighters, today they are fighting for PVC. Go to their platform. The so acclaimed freedom fighters, people who claim to be freedom fighters, go and check. So many of the platforms have converted to political campaign ground. Chiemezi, thank you for joining. So many of them have joined to a political ground. Go and see. Many platforms today have changed their platform to a place of campaign. They have changed their platform to a place of campaign. Many platforms today, they are campaigning for PVC. How many times will something happen to you before you learn your lesson? How many times? How many times will something happen to you before you learn your lesson? How many times? You are talking of PVC. As if PVC is something that you have not heard of before. As if PVC you started hearing about today. As if it is today that people begin to take PVC. Look at these people who knows very well that Nigeria is a fraudulent country. A country that fraud is in their constitution. They institutionalize fraud and injustice. In their constitution, they sign up for injustice in their constitution. And today, you see people who claim to be standing for justice. They call themselves human rights activists. You see even pastors who are supposed to be fighting for justice for their people. Today, they are supporting injustice against their people through that PVC. When you are calling your members, denying your members prayer because they don't have PVC, denying your members for coming to church because they don't have PVC, denying your members from duty because you are actually destroying your members. That is, you are forcing them to sign off for what you give them. These are the pastors we are telling. We are talking to these pastors. Close your shop, your churches down on Sunday and join the struggle. Join to tell the world what is happening to your members. Obudai Melafia came and said these churches, close your church, sit at home for 1 good week. Talk to your members. Talk to your members. Let the world know that you have Christians in Nigeria who are being killed on a daily basis, who are being destroyed on a daily basis. Obudai Melafia, he is not a pastor. He was just a concerned citizen. He wasn't fighting for any division. He wasn't fighting for any sectional issue. He was fighting for the better life of the people who call themselves Nigerian. He called for 1 week sit at home. No pastor mentioned it in their church. Khan did not talk about it. They killed their senior member of Khan. They did not talk about it. But today, you see churches, you see pastors sending their members to their deaths because of PVC. You see a reverend father denying their members sacrament because of PVC. But when they were supposed to fight for their people that are being killed, when they're supposed to let the world know that there are Christians in that country, they refused. They didn't say it. We were crying and shouting in Biafra land, asking our brothers and sisters, join the sit at home to demand for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He has not committed any offense. The whole world know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not committed any offense, that he is asking for self-determination of his people, and his struggle is genuine. The whole world knows, including Britain. Britain know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting a just cause. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in Britain. He broadcast in Britain for more than a decade. He was never one day invited by the police. He was never one day arrested. Let me tell you, Britain have one of the best police force you can talk of. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not hiding. They know his address. They know where he is. He travels out. He come back. They never invite him one day. They never invite him one day or caution him one day because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was fighting a just cause. That man who is fighting a genuine cause was kidnapped, almost killed, and they took him Nigeria through extraordinary rendition, and they will put him under solitary confinement. And we were calling on these people, we were calling on all this church, shut your church down on Sunday and join us. Let an innocent man be released. They refused. They turned a blind eye. They never listened. We call the celebrities, join us and speak up. Let the world, because the world are expecting you to act. You must have to do something before the world will come into it. We tell them, join us and let us speak loudly. They refuse. They refuse to close their churches. We called even the businessmen, join us, our business people who are in other states outside Biafra land. Join us in solidarity for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Join. They could not join, even once, even at least one day. They refused. But today, because of a PVC to enslave their people, even when they know deep in their heart, these criminals know deep in the bottom of their heart, they know that PVC is dead on arrival. It is not a new thing. They know very well. And they are lying. You see, that is why when you see people talking against pastors, you don't blame them. When you see people fighting against pastors, demonizing Christianity and talking down on Christianity, every cause that people bring upon Christianity will come on the head of the pastors. Every shame that comes on Christianity today, the pastors and the GOs and the can will be held responsible. God will hold them responsible. For every insult that Christianity receives today, for every insult and demonization that Christianity receives today, for every soul that Christianity lost today, the pastors, the reverend fathers, the can, they will be held responsible and they will pay dearly. Chukwu Okike will hold them responsible because they are supporting evil. When you see them talking about PVC, every single one of us, there is no human being living on the planet Earth in that country of Nigeria mainly that doesn't know that Nigeria is a fraudulent nation, a nation that have injustice in their constitution. Injustice, they sign up for injustice. We wake up and say we can no longer be part of it. And these very people who claim to be men of God, people who claim to be genuine, who claim to be activists, they are now collaborating with the devil, with the evil people, to force people to go into agreement, an evil agreement that will sign up for their slavery for another 16 years, to sign up for their slavery instead of being free. Instead of being free, they want people to sign up for their slavery. And these are people that claim to know God. These are people that claim to know God. Can you tell me that these people do not know that the PVC, are you telling me now that they don't know that Nigerian constitution is based on injustice? A country that have a constitution where an educated man will be treated as an illiterate, why an illiterate will be treated as an educated man? A country, what do you understand by quota system? What is quota system? What do you understand by quota system? A quota system is a system that makes an uneducated person to attain the same height with an educated person. A quota system makes an uneducated Fulani man, an uneducated Northerman, a Fulani man to be precise, an uneducated Fulani man to take a higher post than a graduate. With all your master's degree, you become an assistant to a Fulani man. And they sign it up in their constitution and they are practicing it. All these pastors know very well. A constitution that makes it possible that somebody from the southern part of Nigeria, a student in the southern part of Nigeria will score 250, 300. There will be no admission for him in any university. But somebody from the northern part of Nigeria, a Fulani man will score 50. A Fulani man will score 50 and they will admit in the university and he will graduate as a professor before you. A constitution that made it that a Sharia man, a Sharia judge will become the chief justice of the federation in that country called Nigeria. A country that is being built and injustice is being built in a constitution that in a way that you will see a president that does not have his common interest, does not pass common interest. A president does not have any result, did not go to school to improve himself, did not go to any course, did not do anything, only that he managed to be pushed off forward. A president that doesn't have any certificate experience will become a president. Why? They will take a southerner, a professor in the southern will be serving an illiterate in the north. A professor in the southern part of Nigeria will be serving an illiterate in the north. And these pastors see this thing. They are not talking about it. They don't care. They are forcing their members to get and take poverty verification card. They know the evil of that, and they know that this card they are taking cannot solve any solution. If you like, share it to every of your member. Let every of your member in your church have that PVC. If you like, let them have the PVC. They can never ever change anything. Nigeria has already been built and structured by the caliphate the way it's supposed to, the way it's going to favor them. The way it's going to favor them. These people have forgotten. In this same contraption called Nigeria, this same country, we were there in the last election when Atiku Abubakar contested against his brother. Every one of us saw that Atiku won the election. We saw it. Atiku went and dig deep. Up to the extent Atiku went and dig and went to their server and brought out the result from their server. The result from the server shows that Atiku Abubakar won the election. But when the Electoral Commission was told, bring your server, give us the information on the server, what did they answer? They said that they don't have server. These were the people who were doing electronic accreditation. They were doing electronic accreditation before the whole world. They were transferring results through before the whole world. At the end of the when they were called to bring that very thing, bring the information in your server, they say they don't have any server. That was the end of the case. And of course, you don't expect a Fulani man to pursue a case against his brother. Atiku Abubakar did not pursue the case because they promised him 2023. And we are in that 2023. And you are forcing innocent children, you are forcing innocent people to go and sign up for an evil, to go and sign up an evil that will consume them. Chukwu Okikabia will not forgive all of you. Every single one of you that is campaigning for PVC on their platforms, every pastor, every GO, every member of CAN that is campaigning for PVC, Chukwu Okikabia will not forgive you. Nigeria will definitely happen to you. Nigeria will definitely happen to you, and pray that when it happens to you, you'll be alive to tell the story. Because so many people that Nigeria happened to, they were not alive to tell the story. They were not alive to tell the story. You are forcing people into something that you know that is evil. You know that it's evil. We are calling for a genuine disintegration of that country. A disintegration that is going to maintain peace, for love. And we are calling for that disintegration through referendum. Referendum is the most peaceful way to settle things politically. The most peaceful way to settle things politically is referendum. The most peaceful way to settle things in any democratic means is referendum. We are calling for that referendum. The pastors will not support it. CAN will not support it. The celebrities will not talk about it. Every one of them today is talking about PVC, even when they know that the PVC cannot save them. They know that PVC, you see them bringing the propaganda of Obi. And Peter Obi himself knows within himself that he cannot be the president of Nigeria. It doesn't matter. Let the whole fowl and chicken vote for him. They are telling you that the youth have woken up. Which youth? Are you going to wake up now more than the way you woke up during the time of NSAS? Is it the same youth? The same youth that could not be able to hold a protest for 2 weeks. They couldn't be able to hold a protest for 2 weeks. As soon as they hear gunshot, everyone ran away. When they had a gunshot, they ran away. They couldn't be able to hold a protest for 2 weeks. But Biafran people, members of IPOB, have held a protest. Members of IPOB have held a struggle for more than a decade. More than a decade, IPOB has been holding a struggle against all odds. They have been shot at, they have been killed. Many members of the IPOB have lost their life, and they are still holding on that thing they believe in. Consistency, truth, and the solution to the problem. We are calling for the disintegration of Nigeria, not out of hatred. It is not out of hatred. We are calling for disintegration of Nigeria out of love. We are calling for it out of love, so that people will have a nation where they will be proud to call their own. There is nothing wrong in having an Islamic nation. Nothing wrong about it. If you want to have an Islamic nation, it's okay. Let the people who want to be there conduct a referendum and be there. The people that want to be in a secular state, conduct a referendum, be in a secular state. We can still do business together. We can equally marry together if we choose to. But for you to force people who do not belong together, who do not have one same ideology, you are forcing them together. Even when you know that already, some part of the core not already are practicing that Sharia already. They are already in an Islamic nation. And you are forcing us to change everything. And these pastors are seeing it. They are seeing that the attack is against the body of Christ. They know. And yet, they are now volunteering their own church to sign up for the destruction of that thing they believe in. You call yourself a Christian, you call yourself a pastor, you call yourself a member of CAN, but you are signing up, you are putting a signature, using your church to organize a rally that is going to destroy your religion. That PCC will destroy your religion. Make sure that Christianity doesn't exist. That PVC you are going to collect, that PVC, you are denying people Holy Communion in your church because they don't have PVC. You are denying members to come and praise Chukwu Okikabia because they don't have PVC. You are destroying the foundation you are supposed to make stand. You are destroying it because of PVC. Chukwu Okikabia will not forgive you. You will definitely pay, no matter whom you are. Don't forget about all those their cover help they are helping. You want everybody to be buying down for you. You are helping the needy. You are helping you are dashing this, you are dashing that, you are dashing this, you are dashing that. Dashing who? Who are you dashing? Is it not the money from the masses? Is it not their money? The only thing you want for them to remain slave and continue to beg you. You don't want to have a place where there will be a system that works. You don't want to have a system where a place where people will know that there is a hospital. When they're sick, they go to hospital. Take the drug, pray to God, you'll be okay. You don't want that system. You want a system where people will come and lie down in your church when they have a headache that Panadol can cure. Because they don't have the money for Panadol, they will come to your church and lie down. That is what you want. You want to have beggars in your church every day. You want to have sick people around you so they will say you're performing miracle. Even when you know that in a system where a system that is working, if you have a system that is working, every single man that is sick know that he has to go to hospital. When you go to hospital, you are guaranteed treatment. That is how it is abroad. In abroad, as soon as you're sick, all you need to do is to dial 911. They will take you to hospital to treat you. Everybody that falls sick, the first thing that will come into his mindset is that I have to go to hospital because they have a system that is working. Where you have a system that is working, if somebody is sick, the first thing that will come into him or his or her mindset is I will go to hospital. They will dial 911. It will take them to the hospital. But in a place where the system is not working, you will see somebody sick. The first thing that will come to his mind is to go to church. Because they have no option. They will go to church. And you see people praying on them. And you see sometimes you see these people. That is why we have a lot of fake pastors claiming to do miracles when they have not done anything. Because the masses have been left on their own. They put all their hope on God to save them. And even what is saving them, those that are healed, it is their faith in God that is healing them. Not the pastor. Not the church they went to. It is not the church. It is their faith that is healing them. Because there is no help anywhere. Chukwuokaka is a merciful God. Knowing fully well that the poor masses don't have any help, he's going to help them and heal them. I'm not telling you that God doesn't heal. God heals. But God is healing people not because of what you are doing. It's not because of what you're doing. Not because of whatever miracle you think you do. No, it is because people on their own are obeying and doing what they're supposed to do. Please, if you want to join the screen, you keep your phone this way. If you want to join the broadcast, keep your phone like this. Don't keep your phone straight. If you keep your phone straight, you cannot join. Keep your phone in this form so you can be able to join. So I asked that question. How long, how many times will you be deceived? How long will you allow yourself to be deceived? How long will you allow yourself to be deceived before you learn your lesson? These people that are telling you to go and get PVC, they know very well that the PVC cannot save you. We have had PVC before. We have had it before. And they know very well. Go and check the record in the last election. In the last election, they were telling us about 20 million PVC we are not collected. Millions of PVC we are not collected. They are still in their office. And the problem is that it's not that the people do not want to collect the PVC. After doing the PVC, they refuse to give the PVC to the owners. When they check it, if it's a Christian name, if it's an Igbo name, you go there. They are not going to give your PVC. They won't give it to you. Go, they will allow you to do the PVC, but when it comes to collection, you cannot receive that PVC until after election. They intentionally make sure they take away that PVC from you. After spending all the time, standing in the queue, doing that PVC, they will not give it to you. You are not going to get it until the election is over. It has happened before, and it will continue to happen. It will continue to happen. And you see people begin to deceive themselves and begin to talk all manner of trash. Go and check. In their office, they still have millions of PVC that have not been collected. They are still there. The one that is really nice that you go now, they tell you there's no form to fill. There's no form to fill. You see our people. You see in Lagos, you see what happened in Lagos State. You see what happened. Ordinary PVC, to do ordinary PVC, you saw the way they were fighting the Igbo Biafrans. Ordinary to take PVC alone, they were beating people up and fighting. They were threatening their life. When they will threaten your life because of PVC, do you think in time of voting they're going to live your life? In time of voting, they are going to smoke you. When you near their polling booth, they will smoke you. It happened at the time of governorship election. Governorship election, every one of us saw it on video. We saw it on video that they prevented the Igbo Biafrans from voting. The whole places where Igbo Biafrans have the majority, they prevented them from voting in Lagos State. And today, Tinubu, who is the Lord of Lagos today, is contested. And you think in your dream that you come and vote against him in his state. You think you vote against him in his state. How do you manage? How do you think you can use PVC to change things? In the northern part of Nigeria, they take the PVC, go to their house and give them one after the other. They give even their children. Even their animals have PVC. In the northern part of Nigeria, as long as the child can walk from their home to the polling booth, they will give that child PVC. In northern part of Nigeria, some people have 2, have 3 PVC. In the northern part of Nigeria, do you see them standing in any queue? Their children, their animals have PVC. But in your own side, you are standing in a queue to register. You can't be able to register. All of a sudden, you wake up. You want to do PVC. You want to make rally. Which rally are you making? What rally are you making? When you don't, even if at the end of the day, out of shame, they allow you to do that PVC, they will never ever return that PVC to you until after the election. You don't know the Fulanese. You don't know. That is why our Supreme Damazin Nandekano is the man that understands the language of the Fulanese. These are the people. Anything they want to do, they will do it, don't mind it. And let Muhammad Buhari have showed it open. Anything they want to do in your presence, they remove the Chief Justice of the Federation. A qualified man has not committed any offense. Chief Justice of the Federation, he didn't commit any offense or not yet. They removed him. You didn't do anything. They brought a Sharia judge and put him. You didn't say anything. You didn't do anything. The Nigerian Union of Journalists did not protest. A qualified Chief of Justice of the Federation was removed by late Muhammad Buhari. Nobody did anything. If that one is not enough, in your presence in Imo State, somebody came 4th position, not 2nd, not 3rd, 4th position. And if you come 4th position, it means you didn't contest the election. And yet, they allowed that person to run affair in Imo State. Today, he's in charge in Imo State. Didn't they use PVC to vote? Didn't they use PVC to vote Ihedioha on? They used PVC to vote Ihedioha. Is that not true? Today, where is Ihedioha? Where is he? In your presence, you see them going against everything that their constitution says before your own very eyes. You saw them when they were arresting all the judges and whatever to frighten them. In your presence, did you do anything? All of a sudden, you wake up, you think your PVC can save you. And you see them push. You see the people who are supposed to be fighting, helping them to push that propaganda. They are using P2B to legitimize the fraud, to force the Biafrans to be part of their fraud. But we can't be part of their fraud. Biafrans are not going to participate in that fraud, no matter how they try. The few idiots you see going to queue to collect PVC, allow them, don't fight them. Let them go ahead. Let them go ahead and collect. These are the people who has never supported Biafra. They are the one Nigerians who have never supported Biafra. They are the ones you are seeing lining up to go and collect PVC. We know them. Even when you come for a referendum, there are still people that will vote against Biafra. If you don't know it now. There are Igbo Biafrans that will vote against Biafra when the referendum is conducted. Some of them will vote against Biafra. And these people are 0.5%. Very minute number of them. They can't change anything. So when you see them hanging in the phone booth, the pool booth, when you see them lining up to take PVC, don't worry. Don't bother yourself. Don't bother yourself. Already, our brother Simon Ekpa is doing great. He has set a plan on how to make sure that the Biafra land is locked down and there will be no election in Biafra land. Starting from their rally, there will be no mega rally in Biafra land that has to do with any party. It doesn't matter your party. Any party at all, they cannot conduct any rally in Biafra land. They dare not. Any day they fix any rally in Biafra land, that day will be a total lockdown in Biafra land. That is when they will know who are the owners of the land. Biafra land belongs to us. They have deceived us a very long time. Mazin Nani can get an opportunity. They threw it away. They deceived us during the Anambra State. We talked about it. Some people sold out. Anambra State, you see what is happening in Anambra State today? Anambra State, the person they brought in, he began to fight IPOB. Immediately he came in, began to fight IPOB, began to fight agitation. They cannot deceive us again. This is the only chance we have to start referendum in Biafra land. As they are preparing for the election, we are preparing for referendum and we are going home. And I will tell you, the Odudua people are preparing also. Don't think it's only Biafrans that are preparing. I can tell that the Odudua people are still preparing and they are going. The Odudua people are preparing. So don't look back. Everybody should hold their borders. And the Middle Belters should wake up also. Everybody should wake up. Forget about the few people you see going to go collect PVC. Allow them. The celebrities you see promoting that online, this is their business. Every single celebrity you see online talking about it, all of them are being sponsored by these politicians. This is their season. This is their season. This is why they don't talk of agitation. None of them have supported Biafra ever. None of them have supported freedom of their people ever. Each and every one of them who came out during the NSAS, during the 10 NSAS, they couldn't hold the rally for complete 2 weeks. Immediately there was a gunshot, everybody disappeared. But IPOB have been speaking for freedom of Biafran people for more than a decade. For more than a decade, many people have lost their life and still losing. Even as you're watching the video, we are still losing and we are standing firm. It is only consistency that will give you a freedom. And freedom doesn't come in a platter of gold. We are ready to pay the ultimate sacrifice for freedom. Mazen Nanagana said it. It is either Biafra or death. It is either Biafra or nothing. Biafra or nothing. Nobody can deceive us. Peter Obi know that he's a deception. He's a distraction. Let them continue to use him. He's a distraction. And we cannot allow that distraction to fly. They can't distract us. They have distracted us enough. They can't distract us anymore. It doesn't matter the angle they are coming from. It doesn't matter the blackmail they bring. We cannot buy into their blackmail. Let them continue. I said it at the beginning of this year when I was broadcasting. I said that in this year, in this electionary year, there will be more blackmail. Even you haven't seen anything yet. If you are a Biafran, a genuine Biafran, prepare yourself.
Are yet to wake up from your slumber or your sleep and get the point that we are exiting Nigeria. Exiting Nigeria is not going to come from the platter of golden plate. You have to sacrifice for it. And we are ready to sacrifice everything, including you, if you come and stand on the way of freedom. So you need to know how serious we are. We are damn serious. Some of you are not getting it. You think we are here to build political movement? We are here for freedom. Freedom comes with price. Okay? The only thing you can do is to comment on social media. Don't ever stand on the way of Biafra freedom. We crush you.
Their interest is suppressed. Biafra is the key. Once they can hold Biafra down, they can hold all of Africa down. Hey, freedom fighting, sorry. Because all these people are criminals, they are saying there is no way this man cannot be a criminal like themselves. They don't have a different breed altogether. They don't know that. I am Nnamdi Kanu. I don't do all this nonsense you do. My father was a very rich man, not ostentatious. I had the finest education that his money could afford. We are not poor. Have never been. That is why a poor man cannot be a freedom fighter. If you're not full of yourself, you cannot be a freedom fighter. You have to go everywhere. We must continue.